Deuces. Peace. Happy now. Now's the vibrate, you know. Not too far in the past. Not too far in the future. Right now. Right now, you know. Right now, you could change like I change. I mean, y'all all can change the way I change. I'm just clowning, but that's what the video about the change I made, you know what I'm saying, sharing my story, but also shedding the light on, how, my story is an example that, if I change, then we all have the power to change. We all got that fight in us to change, for the better, to raise our vibration, and get out of that lower frequency, if it's meant for us, you know what I'm saying? But we all have that power, that fight in us to change. It's just, we just gotta find a way to summon that fight up, you know what I'm saying? And we all kind of summon that fight up in us at different times, and, different strokes for different folks. Like I say, some people not meant to raise their vibration. Some things are meant to be negative or evil to provoke, something else, like the mutant gene and something else to rise up, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, but we all got that fight, to raise the vibration, and get out of that vibration. You just gotta find it. Thinking of myself, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people that knew me in the past, knew me growing up, knew me not too long ago, but like I used to, from snorting cocaine, like I used to lines like all day, like a lot, like, and it was at a little spurt, you know what I'm saying? Like it was kind of like one of them peaks, because I wasn't into it like at all. Like it came and went like late. Like I want to say it lasted for about like maybe 3 years, something like that, But I did that. I used to smoke sherms, Some people, I think in DC, they call it butt naked, so whatever. And, around our area, Louisiana, Houston, sherm sticks, wet sticks, They call it gorilla piss, but it's when you take the cigarettes and, it's mixed with all kind of formaldehyde, ammonia, all kind of things, you know what I'm saying? And you smoke it. Matter of fact, some people call it fry, and if you sit the liquid down and let it dry up, it turn into angel dust. But I used to smoke that. Used to be on prescription pills heavy, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to, like Xanax, Lortabs, whatever. If it could get me down, if it could get me feeling down, then I was, a slow down or whatever, I was trying to take it, and I had bad experiences with Xanax. I mean, from sleeping in my car while it's on, at a railroad crossing, you know what I'm saying, at night, car still on, car and drive, I guess I just zapped out that quick, waiting on the train to pass. Dude's about to try to rob me, and my cousin happened to pull up and tell him to move around, you know what I'm saying, and help me out, Like it's things of that nature. And then if that poison, that big pharma push to us, it mixes oh so well with alcohol, I mean, that's bad news for your liver, of course, but that's good news to, for getting high, And that's why I don't knock nobody on their growth, because I remember where I was, and where I used to be, you know what I'm saying? And in that moment, I'd be damned if I let some spiritual person come through and just take me from where I was. Because like I said, yeah, as an indigo kid, I was, I had that consciousness and understanding of it's more to life. And, I've been here before, but at the same time, like I still was like in bad places, in a bad place, mind, body, and soul-wise. But, from prescription pills, and like I say, functioning alcoholic, I drunk beer every day, all day. And that sometimes I drank beer, empty stomach. I drank farthest too. I had a beer belly before the age of 21, 22, getting beers at a young age, And I remember being in school at Southern, where I was on probation behind something I'm about to bring up, and I was on probation and I couldn't smoke. So it was like, all right, I gotta get high some kind. I gotta feel some type of buzz or something. So I wake up for my 8 o'clock class, and instead of waking and baking, I was waking and tearing up my stomach and hitting the 40 ounce out the refrigerator before I went to class. And that showed me too, though, also how, the resilience I had, like body wise too, because as much as I did bad to my body, I still, showed that high IQ and, that, how could I say, that different type of knowing and soulful maturity, different from other people. But man, I used to drink and just tell my body so much. And then, matter of fact, at this time too, going to jail, well, probation, because I only sat in the cell for so long. But when I remember when I had free time on my hand, I remember my mom preaching the importance of, uh, having some type of little summer job, do something, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm from Opelousas, Louisiana. We population been at about 17,000, 22,000 for the longest. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? The how can I say, the inner city, the hood is kind of like everywhere, so you kind of have no choice but to be around it, a product of your environment. So even though my mom tried to shelter me, I still, I had friends and people that, just by default, because that's where we stay, that's where we live, that's the people I grew up, with, and the matter of fact is, that was the thing, you know what I'm saying, like, growing up in that area, you know what I'm saying, being a product of my environment, it wasn't nothing to grab, anything. Matter of fact, showed me how bad, just being in the hood, or the black communities or just poor communities in general, where I could just get crack things of this nature, just, damn, like it's easy, you know what I'm saying? That's what type of, environment and mind frame and everything that I was in, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, like I was gonna say, and I'll be the first to say before I even get here, like with that hustling stuff, like that is not for me. Jail is not for me. All that hiding from the police, that's not for me. Like I couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I remember like, getting a crack charge, matter of fact, and I remember when I first got it, and that's just from being idle, you know what I'm saying, sitting around, like, oh man, I could do that, look like quick money, you know what I'm saying? Trying to be something I'm not. And something I wasn't, because I'm for sure, not with none of that, like I say, I'm universal frequencies. I'm not called Ray anymore. I'm gradually ascending, but like I tried trying to sell crack. And matter of fact, I ain't even had the nerves for that. I couldn't even, like I say, it wasn't for me. And I get in trouble and I get on probation. So it's probation, is getting in trouble, behind having marijuana, a plant that I shouldn't even be getting in trouble for. And I almost feel worse getting in trouble for weed, marijuana than that crack charge. I'm like, man, this is something that is medicinal, and like I say, knowing that maturity of like, man, society is fucking crazy. That I could go and tell my liver, go in the store, or go to Big Pharma and get all kind of shit to OD right now. But they got this leaf, this plant as a Schedule 1, narcotic right now. And I'm messing up my life, and these jobs piss testing me for it, And so all that was trickling down too, And like I say, and one of the things is too, why I say, if I could do it, you can do it. Of course, like I say, different strokes for different folks. But I know I always like reminiscing and bringing, sometimes I reminisce on all the things that I've been through, with snort, all this type of things, because, I'm like, damn, like, look where I'm at now, like, no rehab, no nothing, like, I fought through that. And even in those moments, I'm like, man, I got this, man. This stuff ain't gonna have me beat. Like, cause I knew I was gonna, I wanted to be something, and that I was something greater. And I wasn't gonna, just die off of, just doing drugs and things of this nature, you know what I'm saying? Not knocking the people who, don't catch the lessons early enough and they may pass away from that, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I know, like, with my dad, with his health, like, not respecting, like, the health, like drinking, doing all these other things with the defibrillator, this and that, you know? Which, when I look at his life, though, things changed as I gradually got older, you know what I'm saying? Not to change things up, but, he went from somebody who did drugs and stuff, too, that, ended up stopping when I was in the real learning stages. And then as I was getting older, he, went back to chilling, and kind of being himself, not his old self, but, start being himself, a little more again, as far as, like, drugs concerned. But, as a matter of fact, with his passing away, and all those things, the dark night of soul. Matter of fact, my grandmother passing away, and I wouldn't expect my dad to pass away. You know what I'm saying? I remember one of them quotes too, when I said, like, man, nobody in my family, especially on that side of my family, we own a funeral home, funeral home in Opelousas, and with family business, things could get a little tight, a little, people could get at each other next or whatever. And I used to say to myself, man, they won't get that extra compassion until, one of them probably pass away. You know what I'm saying? Just because that's another thing too. I used to just be truthful with what I was thinking and what I was, clairvoyant thoughts, and I'm like, and it happened to be my father, show you how, words and vibrations, you kind of got to watch how you speak, which it was meant anyway, because like I said, that was just the dark night of the soul, like, and with all those old things, that place that I was with all these drugs, and I mean, I'm talking about waking up, not knowing where I was, waking up in the street and vomit, like falling asleep in my car, like that story I'm talking about, like, real, and like I say, man, matter of fact, and two, insanity. You know what insanity is? Doing the same thing, expecting different results. And at that point, doing all that, hitting rock bottom on so many points spiritually, it was like, all right, the only way is up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no other way. It would be insane to expect things to get better and live the same way I've been living. You know what I'm saying? Which a lot of people gotta start getting, with your ego trying to keep in, you know what I'm saying, in that insane mode, you know what I'm saying? That pain body, misery loving company, you know what I'm saying? Trying to keep you, the ego trying to keep your spirit insane. But, and that's just the things, like I say, but we all could, do it at different paces, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all different strokes for different folks, like I say, and that's another thing too with doing these videos. I want to share on this level. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, I had to check out my notes. I wanted to share on this level because I know, man, that helps when you see somebody that's living spiritually, into stones and all these things, and had a lifestyle like that in the past, that helps to let you know that, all right, man, I know I could do it, There's a chance for me, you know what I'm saying, when I let you into my life, you know what I'm saying? That's what I always want to do. And anybody, as an empath, when I could pick up on if I could share with you or not, and which I kind of let a lot of my car-raised business loose anyway, but you know what I'm saying? But like, it's no filter. Like, I want to share because you could learn from my mistakes, you know what I'm saying? And the only way, that's why with my YouTube videos, I switched it up. Like I said in one of my old videos, because I didn't want to be fake. Like, I want to help. And the only way to really help is by really being real and really being truthful and honest, that in a way where I could help y'all, you know what I'm saying? And by sharing what I've been through, you know what I'm saying, that may help you make certain changes in your life and see, like, damn, this guy used to smoke shrooms, do cocaine, do all this, do that, sip drink, do all that, you know what I'm saying? And he's meditating now, make sure only positive people come in his house, doing the feng shui of his house. Like, yeah, it could happen to you, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, to my, as a YouTube, a YouTube sharer or, person that makes videos, I want to share and I have, that love, which is good. I'm always stay positive, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes positive reinforcement, comes from hearing about somebody's, past that may be negative, you know what I'm saying? Or sharing a certain story, you know what I'm saying, that will wake you up for the better, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily energy vamping you, but a negative story as a reference and not to just dry energy vamp you. It's teaching you a lesson, you know what I'm saying? So, of course I want to stay positive in my videos. Of course I don't want to have to talk about the racial issues going on in America and all around the globe. Of course, you want to just stay positive. Of course we don't want to be like CNN and, all this on our videos. It's positive, meditating, people that's, trying to raise the vibration and get to a high vibration. But, I know me personally, with this turquoise and just being a practical Capricorn that I am, just be real, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't hold a blind eye to nothing. I'm an empath, man. I gotta point out that elephant in the room. We gotta share, you know what I'm saying? So, but hopefully, by hearing, all the things, I've been through. Like I said, as a matter of fact, I'm trying to think of more little crazy stories, but I'm talking about from almost getting jumped in clubs with one time, which I would only get like that when I would get really, really drunk, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, realizing how that brings out the negativity. I mean, when you think about how they call it spirits and you get negative when you're drinking those spirits, like, it's deep, but I'm glad that I made it, As a matter of fact, before I ended off, like, thinking about doing my altar, and the story of Batalav, how, he stopped drinking because, he made this figure, the figurines, which kind of the personification of him making disfigured people or, people with, with handicaps or disabilities in the world. But anyway, I told the entities with my altar, I'm like, look, I'm not drinking with y'all. And I heard that voice, that voice back, like, oh yeah, we know we ain't gonna. I almost felt like I may have been like somewhat of the essence of like a reincarnation of Batala. I dealt with that same struggle, because like my past lives, and the way I did it, when I was on it, it let me know that, all right, it's a problem that I've been struggling with like for lifetimes. But like, I don't know, once I kicked that habit, that was a wrap. I was almost scared to drink a kumbasha, the little kumbasha. I don't know if I'm saying right. Kombucha, little drinks, little fermented teas. When I saw they had a little alcohol, and then I'm like, I don't know. That's how much I just, got away from it. Now all I partake in is what God, put here for me, what my brain produces, which, DMT is what the brain produces. I close my eyes for long moments and I produce DMT. I get with that or what any other thing that Mother Earth gave me, a source, gave me, which I am a part of, herbs for the service of man, every seed, bearing fruit, so you can eat the meat of the fruit, where somebody changed around the meat of the fruit situation, and that's how wordplay and linguistics change up a lot of shit and how it get manipulated. But the meat of the fruit got changed to meat dealing with animals. Somebody changed that to that. The meat of the fruit and vegetables. But hope y'all could, like I say, learn something from me sharing my story and seeing where I'm at now. But Thank y'all for subscribing and following me and commenting, man. Appreciate it. Much love and gratitude. Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. I'm gonna get it something right now.